I'm fly, yes, I'm feeling cleaner than I ever would be. It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you would.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We got another week of champagne and things.
Yes.
Are your host SoDebNair?
Candace with my hair all over the place, but we gonna do it today.
Oh my God, y'all. This has been a week. I'm feeling a little tired. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm pretty sure you on your way.
Yes.
But real quick, let's take care of the business of the channel. If you want to join my tribe, please step by my side. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn your notifications. Make sure you turn them on all so you get notified every time I go live. Like the video to keep me in the algorithm. Share the video and comment in the comments section to keep me in the algorithm as well. Also, if you are here, come out the bushes and say hello in the chat.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
What's going on? We missed the show last week, right?
Yes. We were like, I don't even think we talked about it.
I think it was like, yeah, you feel like doing it? No. Okay, cool. We'll just do it next week. That's pretty much it. And what's going on, everybody in the chat? I see Q is here. Hey, Miss Val. Who else? Faith. What's going on, Faith? Nola Reeds. Sassy Peach 12.
Yes.
Red Label Confessions. Miss Robin. Darren Hood. And I think that's everybody that's in the chat. What's going on, everybody?
Yes. Val, Nola Reeds, Q, Sassy Peach 12, Red Label.
Yes. You know, this I started back to work this week, so the boy's been a little tired. I didn't do my basketball watch review yesterday.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Oh man.
And speaking of that, hey Cindy. Yes, we're going to actually do our review tomorrow, guys, so stay tuned for that. I have been Malaysia. Her new name is LaQuisha for me now, but I've been very petty with that.
Is that her real name?
LaQuisha.
Her real name is LaQuisha Malaysia.
Yeah, but I call her LaQuisha.
LaQuisha.
Yes. What's going on, Shay B? But yeah, I started back to school this week, so I have plenty of stories. I'm actually gonna do some story time probably tomorrow on my vlog channel, so y'all go make sure you subscribe to that channel. What you been up to?
Nothing really, just work. And checking out Love in Maritinsville, watching all those videos, watching Nola Reeds talk about it.
Yeah.
So
come on, Nola Reeds, talking about it. Really, I'm here. No complaints. Letting the higher power steer this ship. All right. So, do you want to go ahead and jump to the stories?
Yes, we can.
All right. Let me pull up my. What do I have on here first? Let's start off with this lady.
Oh Lord, Kimberlé.
Y'all poor and y'all broke, and well, she said.
You're ugly.
You're ugly. You is not smart. You is not important, and you is not kind. Okay. Kimberlé, I want her to sit down.
Yes. Well, I will say this because me and you talked about this earlier.
Yes.
I really feel like, this is the normal Kimberlé. Like, I don't know why people are acting like it's something new. She reminds me of, she's the reason why a lot of youth have turned away from the church, because there are a lot of saints like her. Now, when I saw her video, oh goodness, when I saw the clip, to me, it kind of seemed like she was joking, especially when she talked about the PPP. I can't even.
The PPP loans.
Yes, I can.
The PPP.
I'm tired. When she talked about those PPP loans.
R. Kelly? No, it's funny.
But I mean, she said a lot of problematic things, worse than this. So.
You know, she just came back from being canceled from the gays, and now the people is canceling her again. So she gave this apology. It says, as a kingdom citizen and a woman of integrity, I can acknowledge that some of my words, even if said in jest, can be offensive. My laughter and more importantly, my intentions is newer. Now, hold on, let me put this on the big screen so I can see what it says. Y'all know I can't see. My intention is never to hurt anyone, but to spread love, laughter, and more importantly, the gift which God has given me in song. If anyone was offended, I can sincerely say I apologize. With that being said, an irony in this is that those who are criticizing my statement and displaying the very thing they have accused me of. However, this has not been humorous or in jest. My image has been used in multiple places, and false statements and narratives have been created. What is that word? Oh, puntive. Why was I manipulative? The puntive damages for some are quite lofty. Please be mindful of what is both written and said via video about me, especially if it contains untruths. Slander and defamation are not taken lightly, especially if it affects my name, image, or brand. Those pages wherein vile comments and false narratives have been created, have been noted, reported, and hopefully silenced. Again, I will apologize if anyone thought that my humor was malicious, but I will not, under any circumstance, tolerate harassment, slander for any of my character or be defamed. Is this an apology?
No. That was not an apology.
She should have just not said nothing. Like, girl, let it go. We know you're not going to apologize. What's going on just simply in Chi-Town and Young Rich and BJ? I'm sorry. I'm trying to say hi to everybody.
Chi-Town, Young Rich, BJ.
She could have just been quiet, you know? Just like she did when she went down, when she did it with the gays. Now she's doing it with everybody else. I mean, she's talking about, you know, people being poor. And I'm like, well, the people that you are calling poor are the people who purchased the stuff that you have.
Mm-hmm. And when she talked about those loans and the pastors having them, people have been pulling up her loan.
Well, I'm sure she needed a PPP loan. She kept saying something about her fee not being too much for the other pastors and stuff.
But I don't know. She just reminds me of, like, if you grew up in a Black church, it's a lot of people like her, men and women. And the men they do it way worse than her. They're way cockier. And a lot of them need to sit, a lot of the leadership need to sit down those pastors that do that, but they don't. They've allowed them to talk like this. And to me, she's talking like how all the other ones talk.
She does. I mean, but that's the reason why a lot of people don't go to church, because they talk like this, you know.
Yeah, true.
You know, back in the day, that might have been okay, but we in 2022. Okay, we're not doing that.
But she ain't as crazy as that Juanita Bynum. You know, I said that earlier. That Juanita Bynum is even crazier.
That is true. It's very true. Now, she was calling the people ugly, and I wanted to pull up something so that we can kind of compare and contrast. So let's look at the people that is older than her. Okay. Wow. Kimberlé is not aging gracefully to me. You know, let me put my glasses down a little bit. So we have Jill Scott here. She's 50, looks amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Jill Scott she looked like she's in her early 40s to me.
Yes. All of the women look like they're in their 40s.
Yes.
Kimberlé,
and Kimberlé looks like she's
in her 50s.
Viola Davis age.
Right.
What's going on, Busy Blues in the chats? Does Deb have on a do-rag? Have on a hat. with
What's
a
under
do-rag underneath it.
Yeah, I was gonna say what's under that. And hey, Busy Blue.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but hey, you know. And what's going on, Caramel Apple? She says she's definitely going to read everything what she's saying, period. Okay. I just want to pull up, you know, we were talking about ugly people, and I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying that she ain't aging the right way. She's going up.
I will say, like, with her weight loss, she does look good. She looks good she's been out a long time, but I've always thought she was older. I didn't know she was as young as she was.
Me either. I thought she was at least 60.
No.
I did. I thought she was at least 60. I had no idea she was 49. Yeah. But I mean, when you have such an ugly spirit, though, I mean, it just takes a toll on you.
But I don't even think it's just her. That's how the Black church is, and people need to address
most of them age were like this.
They are coming down on her, but we need to talk about some of the men, though, that say these shady things as well.
Well, I think that the reason why she's getting what she's getting is because, again, that she just came back onto the scene.
Yeah,
like
true.
You got to give it some time before you decide to be funny. That's all I'm giving. Red Lip said, "Are we sure she's 49?" Ms. Val said, "Not 60, Deb." I did. What's going on? It's just didn't strike me for 49. Okay, the people in the chat are not thinking, didn't know that she was 49. I'm pulling it up so y'all can see the difference. And you know they say black don't crack. This black has cracked. Okay.
Oh my goodness! Now,
I'm just saying the black has cracked just a smidge. And you know that's all. Young Rich said, "Ain't no way her and Maya Angelou wasn't classmates."
Oh my goodness, Young Rich.
Yes, and Ms. Val said that spirit is fugly.
It is. And it just shows that she's unhappy with life. Anytime they talk like that, a lot of times they're bitter about life.
Yeah, and she has had some bitter things happen to her in her life, so I can understand.
The part that I didn't understand is when she was saying she don't wear no mask, she's walking by Faith with COVID or whatever, and she.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Like a year ago, she was like deathly ill with COVID and telling people to pray for her.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But yeah, she does remind me one of those nasty old church mothers, though. Yes. We done with Kimberlé?
Yes.
Okay. So did you watch Tami Roman's show last night?
No. So what is going on with Miss Tami Roman? And she has like a cheater show? Is that what it's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's basically like Cheaters. You know, when Cheaters first came out, it was real. You remember that?
Yes.
Like it was real. And
it was taped a lot of times in Dallas. Well, majority of the shows were taped in Dallas.
Yeah. I remember watching Cheaters because it used to come like real late at night. And it was funny because like people was really getting caught cheating. And then, you know, as time went on, I guess people knew who the people were that was doing it. So they kind of just started making up stories. Well, now we have Tami Roman's show, Unfaithful, and this is fake too. Okay.
Oh man.
I love it. So I'm watching this, and you know, I'm watching the previews, and I see that there is this guy with this pink hair. I'm like, how do I know this guy? I've seen him before somewhere. And come to find out, this boy I follow him on Instagram. His name is Corey Knox. He is a Daytime Emmy nominated director and producer. He has his own streaming network. He has a gay network where streaming shows and stuff. That's familiar. Yeah, he's on Instagram. Y'all can look him up. He has 71.6K followers. So this is fake, and this is I was really rooting for Tami, but I can't watch this. Yeah. So he's the producer? No, he's on the show as one of the people who got cheated on. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second. All right. But yeah, he got he was one of the people that was on there that got cheated on. And it was bothering me all last night. I was like, who? I know this person. I've seen this person before. That hair always sticks out to me. And then come to find out it's this man right here. So like I told the people last night, you know, when I'm going to bed at nighttime, I might put it on my DVR and play it so that she gets the views, but I won't be watching the show.
I'm definitely not watching.
I stopped watching Cheaters because it was fake. I'm not gonna watch Tammy Roman with these fake things. I mean, you could kind of tell that it was fake because like it seemed like she was talking to girls and then going back with the men that was cheating on him for some reason.
Goodness, what is it? I want to see that show, the Matchmaker show on. Is it on OWN? Now that looks good. I think I don't know if you reviewed it. Somebody was reviewing it recently, but it had the lady from the Kevin Samuels viral video. She was getting hooked up with people, and she only wanted at this point in her life. She only wanted white men. So I want to take a look at that show.
Well, I mean, she had to do with Kevin Samuels. I wouldn't be shocked. Younger said, why he on there with Tammy then? I don't know.
Oh, and sorry.
Go ahead.
I was looking at Evangelist Val's comment. That was when it was real. I think they started making it fake because of that situation.
Yeah, it was when Cheaters came on because people didn't even know about Cheaters unless you stayed up late. I think it used to come on the CW, and it was real. Like, I mean, them people was really getting caught cheating. That's why I loved it.
I remember going into work because I used to live in Dallas, and people be like, "Man, Cheaters came in the club."
Yeah. For real? That really happened?
Yes.
Oh wow. Lovely 31 Blueprint said, wow, Tammy is not doing well in the reality. Just go back to basketball, house girl.
Yes,
please.
I wish you would.
It was good, Candy. Yes, it was good.
Oh.
You heard that one already. That's Atlanta Matchmakers.
Yes, that show looks good.
Oh no, I did talk about that show. I forgot what the name of it's called, but yeah, my friend is a matchmaker on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Lamont.
Is that one? Excuse me. Is that one real? That show looks real.
They are. That's a real show. They really are doing matchmaking. Actually, I brought them on my show.
Oh, I didn't know. I knew you talked about it, but I didn't know you brought them on.
Yeah, I brought Lamont on my show, and I brought one of the guys on there because he's bisexual, and one of the girls hooked him up with a girl on the show, and I was like, I remember me and him were trying to talk at one point.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I said we need a show called Scammers starring YouTube.
Oh, no thanks. I'll be in the bushes for that show.
But you're still gonna watch. Rick said people used to get ran over with cars. Yes, and girls almost fell off buildings. It was crazy. Yeah, it was real. And Chi-Town said she loves your picture, Candice.
Thank you, Chi-Town. Shout out to Chi-Town. She made it.
It's just D said, right, when cheaters would bust up in the hotel room, LOL, that was real. Oh, y'all, and check me out on Saturday. I think it's at 10. Tell me what the time is, D, but I'll be on her channel on Saturday night.
Ooh, I'll be checking y'all out. So this is, her name used to be Sip with D.
Sip with D, yes.
Okay, hey, yes. I didn't know if it was her or not.
Yeah, that's her. Chrislyn said, it seems real. I like the dynamics of it. Maybe he embarrassed and says it's fake. Now, who? Are you talking about the Atlanta Matchmakers? Atlanta Matchmakers seems fake to the way it ended. Looked suspicious. No, that man really broke with that. They really not together. That man, that lady ain't. The girl who was Lamont's friend, she really dated that guy. Like, that's real. I do know that that's real. What do you want to? Let's go to Sesame Street. You want to do that now?
Yes, we can go to Sesame Street.
Okay. Well, hopefully my audio don't go out again.
Oh, thank you, Chrislyn. I hope I pronounced your name right.
Well, let's talk about it first. So, Sesame Place, right?
Yes, Sesame Place, which is, I guess it's a theme park or some type of attraction in a town outside of Philadelphia.
Yeah, look, it should. I mean, it's, I don't know. Hopefully it lasts.
Well, it's been open for years.
I read something about them being deemed special because of the way that they treat kids with autism. Well, I was researching a little bit today, but I mean, they must have didn't have enough room for Black kids and people and kids with autism too.
That must be the white ones.
Yes. This place is not for the children. And this is why I can't have kids, because Big Bird would have got punched. I don't know what the blue puppet name is. It's the Mexican one though, because they made, they did the different races.
Rosita, I think
Rosita, yes.
That character's name.
Would have got that. I got slayed if my daughter was looking the way she looked after she just didn't want to hug her. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. I would not. I can't have kids. I would be too protective, and I would be in jail, and I would probably have to stay. Oh, that's what you were saying. Thank you for. They are back together now. Who's back together? I got some words for Sesame. Yes. Okay. So let's get into this. Let's watch the video first. I'll pull some videos. I'm thinking everybody has seen these videos now by now, but I slowed it down and zoomed in on some stuff too.
All right. Is it coming? Am I frozen or you, Deb? You're frozen. Or maybe it's me.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't know what the hell just happened. Kimberlé of my internet.
I know. I think it was Rosita.
Sesame Place was like, you ain't playing that video today. I ain't gonna try to pull it up no more, y'all, but y'all seen it.
Let me turn my camera.
It's like it shut down my whole internet.
Yes.
Like I couldn't log on from my phone or my laptop. I don't know what happened. Listen, y'all. Sesame Place is not playing about y'all talking about them. So all I know is that they don't like little black kids. That's it.
I saw one where one of the people pushed a little girl.
Yes, I had the video. I want to show it. I'm scared to try to pull it back up.
I was gonna say, try it again.
Let's see if I'm gonna try it one more time.
All right.
Don't you log off though.
I'm not. I'm gonna be here.
Okay.
I'm not certain what would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
Wow, he went to the white people.
Okay, it played down. Gods of Sesame Place, don't take me down.
Yes, but
you see how that Ernie was it Bert?
yes, like that girl.
Break that girl away.
Like,
oh, see, me and Bert would have been fighting in the middle of the street.
Yes, I just don't understand how this has been allowed to go on for so long, like all these clips. And then they tried to make a statement about it, saying that in the one particular incident when Rosita, the parent, wanted her to hold their child, but no, the girl just wanted a hug.
Yeah, what?
It
looked like somebody did, like they were saying no to somebody, but then he's like waved the other kids below him down way too.
Huh?
Like, hold on, I'm gonna just go back. Where was that one at?
I'm not certain what would possess somebody to push a child down like this, but this is completely unacceptable.
I don't think I have that one on here. Oh yeah, I don't even have that one. But this one right here, this one is the problem.
Yeah,
Rosita, and this is the second child that Rosita done passed up.
Yes,
but yeah, when I guess because you could tell that they was like 9 doing that, but then they looked down at the little kids that was right next to them and was like, I was like, wait a minute now, hold on. Don't take your kids there if you black.
Right. And hey, Prosperity Thick Girl 40.
Hey,
got these hands.
Okay. And what's going on, Black Hollywood Report? Isn't it difficult? Isn't it different folks in the costumes in these different instances? We don't know. We don't know. Because I'll tell you, when I used to work at McDonald's in Ohio, I dressed up as Grimace all the time. Like I was always Grimace. I hated that, but I was Grimace. I think if I wasn't at work, like every once in a while, someone would be Grimace, but majority of the time it was me.
But it's so many different characters though that have displayed this behavior. That's not right.
Now I did think, what if they didn't see them? Because it is hard to see in those costumes.
But they saw the white kids.
Well, the white kids' parents was holding them up and the black kids was on the ground.
Oh, they was
I'm just trying to give all the options.
Nope.
Oh no. I mean, if they would, but and they didn't even say that, so I can't even give them that.
No, it's truly unacceptable.
Yeah, it is. And this is why I don't want to have kids, because like I said, I will be brawling in the streets. I'm gonna be going to jail for beating up one of these puppets. Okay. Mm-hmm. We used to do it in Ohio during Christmas time. All the mascots of the stores would come to the Christmas tree. They had a big Christmas tree. It's kind of like Atlantic Station here, our mall called Easton in Ohio. It looks just like the one Atlantic Station here.
I'll show a video. I should have shared it. But this is what they needed to be doing. You see Dora, they was getting it. Watch. They needed to be there.
Not Sesame Street, got to call in the vets.
And Minnie was getting it too.
That ain't even Minnie Mouse. She ain't never wore that outfit before. What's that panda?
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh Lord, what ghetto costumes is those?
Those are real Disney.
Those are from the ghetto. That was Hood Panda. That was Street Fighter Panda. Prosperity Thinkers is so dead. Fun fact: he wore a grimace. Yes. I couldn't fit the other ones because they had the Hamburglar, they had the Fry Guys. You had to be skinny as hell to wear the Fry Guy because those legs are so small. And who else was it? Birdie. I couldn't fit in Birdie. Ronald McDonald. I wasn't putting on whiteface. And Grimace was left. So.
So that must have been years ago. So that.
That was like 2001.
You old.
What is it? Like I was like that picture of Sicily, 1999. We should only fool with the character from Gullah Gullah. Yeah, where is Binya Binya Polywog?
Yes.
They need to pull Binya Binya back out. That's sad. I knew exactly who that was. Right, that is great value Dora too. Okay, let's see. I'm not the person with those ghetto costumes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to ask if you saw the black one.
It was good. They was getting down.
Sesame Place would have turned into off the yard real quick. Okay, listen, I'm telling you, I can have kids. The first time you skip my kid, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I would take the costume off and I would have took that costume off you and wore your ass out. I figured you for the hamburger. So no, I couldn't fit it. And I wasn't even this big. Yes, great value. So yes, don't take your kids to Sesame Place. They are having racial issues right now. Your kid will not get high-fived, hugged, and they might get jumped. Yeah. So that's that on that. What else do we have on the docket for today?
I think we were going to talk about
Monique, yes. Okay, so Monique is back at the Netflix, and she's actually back with Lee Daniels. Now, I do want to talk about this. And what's going on, Lisa? I see you on the chat. I seen it, but I forgot to put it up. What's going on, Lisa? Now, I just want to pat myself on the back real quick, because when all this stuff was going on, Monique, I kept saying, y'all need to leave Monique alone. Either get with it or just stop talking about it, because she ain't lying.
Right. A lot of people came down on her, but I was for Monique. Now, some of the stuff that she's been saying recently in regards to D.L. Hughley, no, I'm not.
He should have kept his mouth shut.
You think so?
He was talking cash money shit about her. And now, Lee Daniels has apologized. Tyler Perry has apologized. Oprah. She's working with Netflix. So you talk shit about her, and she talks shit about you. Why you running and crying? She acting like Malaysia. You want to give it, but you can't take it.
Right.
So no, I'm happy for Monique. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, well, why is she going back to Netflix? I would say right up on that platform who try to underpay me and make them pay me and do my damn shit, because she's already on there on the Parkers.
Agreed. I definitely agree.
So no, give me my money. Y'all didn't want to pay me. Now pay me. Now I hope she's funny.
Agreed. Do you want to drop this link at all tonight?
You want to?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. But yeah, I just want to pat myself on the back because while I was on radio, y'all, I was I fight for Brandy Maxill or Brandy Marquette Maxill every week. I was fighting for Monique like that too. See, y'all don't be knowing. I'll be fighting for the folks, okay? And I fought for Monique. I'm sorry, you're right, because I meant like Quisha. I'll be fighting for the folks. And now that she has been vindicated, I'm going down the list. I'm waiting on my girl Brandy, but she was vindicated this week too. So, I'm get on the right team. Okay, get on the right team.
Lamar said it's gonna be funny when the special flops. Is it gonna flop?
That's what I'm. Who said that?
My friend Lamar, Black Hollywood Report.
How many names you got on the internet? I didn't even know who that was.
And hey, Cheryl, Liberian.
And hey, Miss Drea. What's going on, Cheryl? And what's going on, Miss Drea? Miss Drea said, "Thank you, SoDeb. You are about the first person I've heard that actually mentioned that D.L was talking ish on Monique first. Yes, he was, and he deserved everything that she said about him.
But he
Let me prepare myself because this is about to take a left.
Why? He deserved.
Hey, prosperity, big girl.
Hey, baby.
I love the picture. That's the first time I've seen Can You Look Cute.
What?
Yes.
Well, y'all, this is the last week of champagne things.
Right, I love you, but Kenya is a beautiful woman. Period.
I love Kenya.
But SoDeb just had to bring Brandy up. That man gonna bring Brandy up. If he don't bring himself up,
actually, I brought up like Quisha first.
I didn't hear that. I heard Brandy.
Yeah, I brought up like Quisha first, or Malaysia.
Malaysia,
whichever one you want to call her.
Malaya.
I'm happy for Monique. I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes me happy that she fought for what she deserved and she got it. And it gives other women to come behind her and stand for what they deserve. Because you know who else should be fighting? Well, I know she's not going to do it, but who else should be? Some people should fight for her is Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Because she is on 911. She is still not getting paid as much as those people that's on that show. And she has producer credits on that show.
Why is she there? Ain't no damn way.
I want to go back.
The show is amazing.
I want to go back.
Yes, it is. But if I'm not getting my due, why am I what?
Because they're so used to it. They're so used to it, I think.
But going back to Monique, did D.L deserve for Monique and her husband to talk about his children?
No, I didn't like. That's the part everybody had a problem with. I ain't give a damn what she said about him because I don't like him. He's an abusive man. She talked about his daughter being molested and him not doing nothing about it, and that wasn't her place. That girl ain't do nothing to her.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that. I mean, the comedians keep saying this is jokes. You have to have thick skin.
It wasn't.
No, I don't joke about my kids.
I mean, to me, the way that they ran Monique down, I understand that it's bad what she did. I don't blame her. He was calling her all kind of fat bitches and like he was really like. I don't know. What's going on, Miss Drea?
Mr. Girl.
Hey y'all. No, Miss Candy Shop. I love you dearly. But I'm gonna say this about my girl Monique now. I granted the bunny stuff, I think she was out of line for that. It was out of order. But she wasn't talking about D.L. Hughley's daughter. She was talking about the incident that D.L. Hughley opened up and said on live air, talking about how he didn't believe his own child. Monique just kind of refreshed our memory. It's a difference because she didn't say that the little girl deserved it or anything like that. It was basically her mentioning that How you trying to come up here and talk about me and everybody else when you didn't protect your own child? I don't think she was wrong for that, because at the end of the day, he shouldn't have been saying what he was saying about her. That
Right.
made her react.
Mm-hmm. Now,
But
see,
that's my opinion.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, people, you know,
So
when
he's
people say,
pointing
"Well,
out,
you,"
something that man don't respect black women.
yeah,
What?
I don't know who respect him.
You don't respect his own daughter.
exactly.
He
So
respect his wife.
it's not that she was talking about the girl. She was just saying that as a father, you don't protect your own kids. That's not talking about the little girl. Well, she grown now, but D.L. Hughley is the one that told us that he didn't believe his own child.
But I really think DL should be the only one speaking on that versus somebody else bringing it up. Like,
But he probably shouldn't have said it though out loud.
She shouldn't have brought it up though. Like, I was with her but I'm saying she repeated it. Like, that's not her story to tell, and she's only saying that because she's upset at the way that he's coming at her. Why not come at him, just him, not his family?
Well, she didn't come at the family though. She came at him and saying that you're not a protector of black women.
Talking about his actions towards his daughter. It's
no different than when the news talk about it. When the news report on things that somebody did to their child, it's not saying that's not. We're not. That don't mean that the news is talking about a child. We're talking about something that actually happened. And because he brought up this whole thing, and because a lot of the world are followers, and they only jump on a certain bandwagon when somebody brings it up, it's no different. He brought it up. He didn't protect his own child. The whole thing now is we need to protect black women. But then when a black woman call a black man out for not protecting the black woman, now it's all of a sudden, oh, we talking about his child. No, we're not talking about his child. We're talking about the fact that he didn't protect his child.
So I guess my thing is, if she truly had an issue when he did it when he did it, why not address it when he initially did it? Why do you wait until you're upset with him?
I can answer this because it's like that whole what stays in our house don't go out of our house. At that time, she didn't, because she talked about how she thought that they were cool, and she didn't know that he had an issue with her until he started doing this whole publicity thing about how she don't deserve shit. And I'm assuming this is around the same time this came up, because I never even heard this part. And prior to that, before her having all these issues, she talked about, because she had they had a comedy show together, and for the show he was the headliner and nobody showed up, and she invited him and the people that came to see him to her house. And then the next day or so, he went on and started talking shit about her on the radio.
Well, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with y'all, but I do feel like she was railroaded. Other than that comment, I did not like the way that she was done in the industry.
Young Rich said, it sounds to me like both Kimberlé and Monique need to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta because food child.
Not Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, I think when it comes down to it, he disrespected Monique a lot.
He didn't bring up kids though.
Well, he brought up his kids. She just commented on how he parented.
Years ago. He brought that up years ago, though.
No.
Like he just did.
There was another incident that they had. No, there was another incident that they had. Well, I think that's what I was just talking about with the radio stuff. So it was more than one, though. So I mean, I understand what y'all saying about the kids things. Kids should be off limits, but to me, it sounds like she was commenting on his parenting style more than his daughter.
But bringing that up brings the trauma up for his daughter that she went through. You got to think about that also when you talk about people's kids. That girl ain't do nothing to her. That girl shouldn't have even her name. She shouldn't have to relive that because of an argument somebody's having with her father.
But that caused.
That's something that the father need to think about, because he say some ugly stuff to people too. And whether he said it about their kids or not, at the end of the day, just about everybody has a parent, everybody has a child. So even if you're talking about a grown adult person, which she mentioned, the girl is now a grown adult person. The things that D.L. Hughley says about people, they're somebody's child. It don't matter how old you are. And I'm finna hurry up and get off your panel before I get kicked off. So there. But one thing about me, if somebody come for me, because I don't start stuff, but I will finish it. And my mouth is very reckless. And if you come for me, I don't care if you got kids, and if you have kids and your kids end up in the crossfire, it is what it is. A lot of people will probably hate me for it, but my thing is, don't start with me. If you're not gonna be ready for any type of backlash that I give, don't say nothing to me, because I'm coming for it all. I don't care who feelings get hurt. And at the end of the day, he was trying to affect her money. And so the whole thing is, like I said, everybody saying we need to protect Black women, and he didn't protect his Black daughter. And so Monique put him on spot for that. It just is what it is.
With that situation, he put himself on spot. But I'm like, when it comes to D.L. Hughley, people should have saw him for his words when he admitted that he was happy. I don't know if y'all know, but this is a very public thing. When he had an outside child, and then said outside child was left with the mother, and the mother's boyfriend, unalived the child because he was abusing said child. D.L. Hughley has said multiple times that he was relieved when that child passed away. And to this day, I still feel like, when it comes down to his wife in that situation, he still feels some type of way about his wife, because when she found out about the child and the mother of the child and that whole situation, she cut the mother a monthly check. And he said to this day, he still thinks she cuts that lady a check, but she don't say nothing about it. So if we really want to talk about D.L. Hughley in this whole situation, when I saw Monique with the Netflix, thing, I was like, now, what is this? When did she? Okay, I mean, I guess this is how this works out. Good for her. She got her money. She got her settlement. She got her special. She got everything she wanted. I don't like her husband. I'm not calling that man. His name is Sydney and nothing else. But when it comes to D.L. Hughley and how that whole thing played out, both of them were wrong in certain aspects of the situations, but you have to look at the character of the person and the things that they have said over the years. Specifically this one over here, when it comes to that child not being here anymore, and his animosity towards his wife, because she still cuts that woman a check to this day.
For that kid.
I don't care about D.L. Hughley. I was talking about his daughter. I'm talking about her well-being. Fuck him. I don't like nothing about him. I haven't watched
but he
nothing
is talked very badly, and I was talking about the whole kids and everything. I was like, he's talked badly about his children that are still living, and have made them the butt of his jokes. Now she have brought that up as a way to say, look at you, you're a bad father, you're a bad parent. No, because that ultimately brings up the trauma that she had to deal with. And then it brings up the fact that, at that moment, her father, because he wanted to believe this person wouldn't do this to his child, didn't ultimately believe her when she came to him and said, this person did this to me. And then it brings up the fact that my father didn't protect me like he was supposed to. So was she very wrong in that situation? Yes, because you don't want nobody to throw your trauma back in your face, and I don't need nobody throwing my trauma back in my face. And I've dealt with people who have done that, and it's just like, now what did that do for you? Because it does nothing. Ultimately, you're throwing it in my face, whatever I've gone through, that hurts me. But what does that ultimately do for you?
Right.
Does that make you happy? Does that make you happy? Because the only difference is when somebody throws, we don't have, our platforms are our platforms, but we don't have these huge platforms like they do. We don't have the years that they do. So ultimately, when they're sitting up here mudslinging and throwing each other's trauma back and forth, y'all are causing controversy for yourselves, which then is going to make people want to flock to either side. And yeah, it's going to make you some money, but when it comes to morals and who you are as a person on the inside, what does that do for you?
I think the other thing to think about is this. You also have to realize that these people affected Monique's livelihood with her whole family as well. When they were doing it, and D.L. Hughley was a part of stopping her from working in the industry that she's been working in for all these years. So, don't talk about kids. Don't affect my kids either, when it comes down to the fact that you are sitting up here talking shit about something you don't even know about, because she wasn't hard to work with when she was working with you.
When did they work together? Really, when did
I just told you when they were on tour? Yeah, she told that story about that. She even said, you know, when they did the Queens and the Kings of Comedy, bitch. I mean, I'll say, bitch, you wasn't even a headliner, so they worked together before.
I mean,
but the thing is this. I understand, you know, the kids are off limits, but are we looking at the full spectrum of everything? Because her kids were affected by his comments because it stopped their mother from working.
I just look at it as, like I said, I don't think that she actually said anything, because she didn't say nothing bad about the girl, about his kids. It's no different than when we say, like how you did commentary, and not only you, a lot of people did commentary on the little TikTok challenge where people going around waking their kids up saying that they finna go fight. At the end of the day, if that's what you want to call it, then we all talking about people's kids. So how can we say she wrong for talking about somebody's kids, and we talking about people's kids? We talking about people's kids right now, talking about the Sesame Street thing.
Yeah.
It's
okay. I'm gonna say this.
We ain't talking about nobody child being taken advantage of.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get down so I can get back to modding. My issue, because I do not like DL. He has been very problematic when it comes to Black women in the industry and out of the industry. But I will say this, as a mother, as a wife, and as a Black woman, Monique was out of line by bringing his child's trauma into this. Now, if he was talking about something else, if she was talking about something else,
we can't hear you.
Hold on.
You're not shut down. You breaking up. We can't hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Nope.
No, she was breaking up.
What you just said just now.
Okay. But when you bring a person,
I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
When you bring a person's trauma into this, that's you gone too far and you gone below the belt. She should have kept it directly on him, not his wife, and not his children. If she wanted to say something else regarding his children, maybe that's okay, because DL has gone below the belt as well in the past. But to bring that child's situation like she did into that was out of line. That's number one. Number two, she didn't even get she didn't even get the story correct. So if you're gonna do it, tell the story right. She told the story incorrectly. It was not her father's friend. It was a young man that was his daughter's friend. So she got the information wrong. So she should have just kept her mouth shut when it came to that and moved on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I heard it wrong too, because I heard the actual interview that D.L. Hughley did, and if I'm not mistaken, which I could be, but if I'm not mistaken, I'll look forward to finding and send it to you, D.L. But D.L. Hughley said that the guy, he thought he was cool, or he was trying to be cool with the guy, wanting to be his friend, so he didn't believe his daughter. That's what I'm almost positive I heard D.L. Hughley say out of his mouth, not what I heard he said. I actually heard that portion of the interview, so that's what I thought I heard. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that that's what he said.
And I didn't hear it, so I don't know. I'm just
say it. There are many things.
It was two stories in one, and that's how it got confusing. But if you really listen to the story and hear it clearly, he was talking about his two situations in one. So he was talking about the neighbor, which was his friend, but that's not who did the situation with his daughter. And so you have to really listen to it to understand what he was saying. So that's why I'm saying she should have kept her mouth shut, because she did not.
Faith said that he told two separate stories. So y'all might be talking about two different stories.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what Chi-Town said. She was like, two different stories got told, But
exactly,
as people were taking, because you know people like to take bits and pieces from stories and then like to retell it, which is like a
exactly.
game of telephone. You're not telling the
Well,
full
I
story.
think the thing is this. I mean, and this all really sounds good, and I mean, it's bad. But when you fighting, like, you don't really be conscious about the things that when you're fighting. You're not like, oh, I don't want to kill somebody, but people die all the time in the middle of fights. People say things they don't want to say in the middle of fights. So this happens all the time. So at the time, do I think Monique was conscious about any of this? Probably not, because all the things that she knew was this man had been running her ass down for years.
Okay, well then go after the
Like,
man, but you
this
don't
like,
go after but you don't go after somebody's trauma. And as her being a victim herself, that was out of line. She should have understood that hurt.
But hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I don't think that she thought, because honestly, I wouldn't even thought that. I think that she thought she was coming on his parenting, not his daughter. And maybe, if she apologizes later on or whatever because it's the backlash, or even if she heard it or thought about this, it might be different. But to me, it sounded like she was trying to comment on his parenting. And that
I'm gonna tell you like this: you say some stuff like that after mine, I'm coming for you, full throttle, and my husband gonna be beside me, because I don't play those games about my kids. You could talk about me. You could talk about me all day long, but when you come about something that came up out of me and that I birthed and I carried for 9 months, I'm coming for you.
People took it as her weaponizing the situation with the daughter. Basically, it was in poor taste, because if you're going to talk about somebody's parenting, talk about the parenting, but not necessarily the incident.
There you go. Exactly, Candy. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. He was talking about the parents and not the daughter.
You can read somebody all day long for their bad parenting and how bad of a person they are. And she legitimately, like, I'm not negating the fact that jacked up stuff did happen to her, which halted her career from like where it was. And then you had that space of time where it's like you saw her here and there, but she really wasn't doing anything till now. Not negating that fact. But when it comes down to it, if I'm arguing with somebody and I got beef and you've done something that's going to halt my career and we going back and forth, my mouth's very reckless. I learned a very long time ago, my words are going to hurt you a lot more and they will stick with you. But one thing I'm not going to do is talk about your kids, because even though I don't have kids, I've seen what can happen to people when children are brought up into the situation. But if all of this is out about you and I've known you for years, I got something in the arsenal for you. I can read you down all day. I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna do it without bringing your kids into it, because it's gonna be that easy, because you have proven to not only me but to the world that you's a trash person. You hot garbage. And there's nothing that I can say about your kids that are going to do anything to you, because you already feel the pain and the hurt and the fact that you are not a good parent when it comes, like, at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, you're not a good parent, because once again, you've used your kids, not me, not us. You have used your children as punchlines in your stories. You have made fun of your children in front of all these people. So I don't have to say nothing about your kids that you haven't already said and embarrass them in front of the world. All I got to do is talk bad about you and the fact that you're not a good father, you're not a good husband, you're not a good person. And when it boils down to it, you're a mediocre comedian who's stolen most of his material and continues to use the same material, who has yet to grow up. And you really Republican out here, even though you say you're not.
And my thing is too, D.L never did bring her sons into it too, because can we say where's her sons? Because it's some problems behind that too, and it's been in the public, but no one has spoken on it. So she needs to take care of her own household before she speaks on somebody else. And on that one, I'm out.
I don't ever really hear much about Monique's sons, which to me, I looked at it as she protecting her kids from the media. But if there's some stories out there, the only thing I know about her kids is that the twins she's supposed to be had by LaGerald Levert, but I don't never hear nothing about them. I don't never see pictures of them.
She didn't go on. She didn't go on any major platform and talk about them.
No, some celebrities don't put their kids in the spotlight like that. They protect their kids.
That's smart.
That's smart. They don't go in media and talk about how they did protect their kids as young people. So therefore, it's nothing out there for nobody to say she's a bad mother to her kids. Now, if it is, I haven't heard it, but
I'm about to say, there's some stories that she don't have them kids, and she didn't take care of them kids. That's why they not.
There are things out there where they've called her a bad parent, but this is my thing with going low and doing whatever. As a celebrity, you have to be willing to take the backlash that you receive for what you've done. So if she wants to take that chance when already her reputation is not in the best light anyway, if she wants to do that, she has to expect everybody is not going to agree with what she does. So
I agree with everything that you guys are saying, but you also, when you are in training for this stuff, you have media training. And if he wasn't going on when he told that story and there was not a solution after that, people are still going to be left out there thinking like, well, you look like a bad parent. She may have called out some things that other people felt like. I understand what you guys are saying, like this was the wrong time to point out because it didn't help her or it wasn't, in a healthy manner. But you think Monique is the only person who said that or thinking of that? No.
But no.
And not listen. Hold on. Wait. Because give me a second. It's not because it was the wrong time for her to say it. She probably shouldn't have said it because they weren't in on good terms. But one thing that you are taught is that, and I think that we know this from being on even YouTube. Your family, you keep your private life private. So he should have never even told that story. To me, that's already embarrassing enough. He put his daughter in a space where she's able to be scrutinized as well as him. By telling that story, he should have never said it out loud. He should have told it to a therapist.
Well, she should not have spoke on it as well.
Yeah, well, he should have.
It's only making her.
We should have never even said it.
But it's only making her look like what everybody else already was trying to say.
I'm not saying she's right, but I'm saying he should have never said it either.
She should have never gave her kids up like they said she did. So that's a lot of things that people
That's what they said she did. That's what they said she did. She's never said that because she's protecting her kids. We don't know that as a fact.
Well, she protecting herself. She ain't protecting them damn kids.
We don't know that. We don't know that for a fact.
I'm gonna say this about the situation. Because I remember him saying this, but this was at the very height of the Me Too movement, is when he told the story. Now, could he have, kept that to himself? Of course he could have kept that to himself. Because at the end of the day, even though I don't believe what happens in this house stays in this house, because that is a lot of trauma in itself. That was not your story to tell. That wasn't your story. That was your daughter's story. And if she wanted to tell it, she was going to tell it. Now, in the sense of talking about him and bringing up the fact that he's a bad parent, it shouldn't have been the daughter situation. It shouldn't have been the kids that are very much here to defend themselves and are very much grown. It should have been that situation with that outside child, because he made the choice to leave that child with the mother, knowing the situation, and wiped his hands of the entire situation. That should have been your pinpoint of, I'm about to go at you with this, because you ultimately said on national television multiple times and on radio that you were relieved when it happened. That should have been the thing where you said, now, really? Because you could have
prevented. It didn't fit the narrative. That didn't fit the narrative. The narrative was he protect black women, and she used that to say that he don't protect black women because he didn't protect this black child. That's why she used that.
And if it was in the midst of the Me Too movement, that would make sense though. And to
that's
me,
what I'm saying. I'm just telling her why he used it and didn't use the other thing.
But that makes sense though, because if that's what we're talking about, then it should have been brought up not while you're mad, but period. Because what steps were taken after this happened. Again, I don't know the story because I didn't hear this story.
He brought it up.
I heard about it today.
Sorry to cut you off. He brought it up, like I said, when the story first came out about his daughter that, this happened too. It was at the height of the Me Too movement when, people because he was talking about Bill Cosby. I remember this. He was talking about how Bill Cosby would come around to all the black comedians and would talk to them, especially the young ones, about how, they are staying on the black community and they make black people look bad and all of this stuff. And he made the comment of, at least I'm not out here drugging people, to Bill Cosby. Now, that kicked off him segueing into telling his daughter's story, because once again, height of the Me Too movement, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, all these people are getting in trouble. He decides to share this story. I said, once again, that wasn't your story to share, because it's not your story to tell. That's not your trauma, and you don't have to deal with that every day. But that's when he decided to share it. Now, every so often, ever since then, because this has been a few years before, the whole tour situation with Monique and them going back and forth and contracts and all that stuff happened. This had been a few years. Every so often, that would come back up when he would do an interview or he would be talking about these situations. But it really resurfaced when they got into it about this tour and the contracts, and they going back and forth, and the narrative is this, but that's not the narrative because you didn't do this correctly. And then all the videos and interviews and all that stuff gets brought back up, and now we are sitting up here talking about it. In reality, it's just like all of this could have been left alone if people knew how to really ride with the people. I get it, not all skin folk is kinfolk, but if y'all would really band together and figure out that most of these people don't want y'all to succeed, and that the way that she did when it came to doing a press tour for a movie, but she wasn't getting paid anything after, and the fact that she was kind of blackballed because you really didn't see her in anything.
She was blackballed. She wasn't kind of blackballed. She was blackballed.
Okay, she was blackballed, but you didn't see her really truly anything after. I remember seeing her in Almost Christmas, and that was about it.
That was the last movie.
Yeah, you really should have stepped up and tried to work with your fellow comedian, the person who y'all came up together. Y'all could have did that, but that's not the case. Once again,
I think that's where all the stuff comes from. And again, I get, being politically correct and what everybody's saying. I mean, you guys are saying the right things, but I think in the middle of a fight, people are not being conscious about what is going on in a fight. Now, after it happens, yes, they may go back and reflect and go, shit, I shouldn't have said that. But in the midst of a fight, or when I'm angry, you're not consciously thinking about those type of things. And, people are giving suggestions of what she could have said. Maybe she went back and said to herself after that, you know what, I could have just said he's a bad dad. But at that time, she was pissed. And I mean, this guy has been running her down to the ground. At a certain time, people meet their breaking points. And we've all been there. We've all said things we should not have said. Maybe it ain't about somebody's kids, but it affected someone in that same type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that, I'm all the way man, she's all the way wrong because she was pissed off. And what she's been through for as many years as she's been through it, and the people that she thought was her friends who were trickling down this rabbit hole of her career, they didn't give a damn about Monique. And Monique's livelihood was at stake during this time. So I don't think Monique consciously was thinking about anything besides the fact, you talk shit about me, I'm coming back and talk shit about you. Is it wrong? Is it right? No. She
later came back and apologized, but she said she meant everything else she said about DL, but she apologized to his family.
So see, there you got something. That's what I'm saying. In the heat of the moment, and you're mad. We've all probably been in fights. We probably did shit we didn't really want to do. We said things we didn't want to say, but after it happened, we probably went back damn, I probably shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that she did that proves that that's probably what happened.
I was gonna drop down SoDebNair, but I did just Google the video. It's an 18-second clip, by the way, that somebody reposted on Twitter on June 20th of 2020, and it is D.L. Hughley saying that something happened to his daughter, and because it was one of his friends, he didn't believe it. So I'm gonna go ahead and send you that link, but I just can't send it from my phone because I'm looking at it on my personal computer and I'm not logged in on my thing. But y'all have a good night, and I'll send you that clip. All right.
We're coming up.
Good night.
Can we just all agree that D.L. Hughley is trash, and that ultimately,
I've never liked it.
We all said that.
If people did what they were supposed to do and actually rode for each other and protected one another, we wouldn't be sitting up here talking about this situation at this current moment.
Well, can I talk about Rosita, because Rosita need an ass?
How Rosita? And it's not even just Rosita.
My daughter has been to Sesame Place a couple of times with her grandmother, and I'm trying to tell you, Grandma would have beat Rosita with a bat.
Grandma gave me the bat too.
They said it wasn't even Rosita. Rosita wasn't the only Sesame Street character.
We
No,
wasn't the only one, but
Bert. We saw Bert do it.
Yeah, we saw the purple guy do it.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm
tripping. That was the only name I could think of at the moment. They all would have got it. They would have got their grandma would have beat them. Yeah, that wouldn't have happened. I don't know how these stories got with nobody saying nothing. Like, people speak the hell up. Stop letting people do stuff to you and treat your kids any kind of way without speaking up. It should not have took this long, but now everybody got a video. Hell no, you're not gonna play with my child. When y'all start letting people play with your kids?
But let me tell you something. It takes nothing to trip one of them damn puppets.
Thank you.
They can't even see it coming. So the next time y'all at Sesame Place and they skip your black kid, trip that damn puppet.
Child,
and that'll be the last kid they skip.
Clothesline them, fuck tripping them. I want you to see that I did it. You just went past. Did you see what you did to my child? Yeah, that's what you get.
Clotheslining. I'm walking up and I'm pushing them over, and I want to see you get up in that big old costume that's really heavy. I would have
grabbed Rosita by the arm and said, "Excuse me, did you not see my baby? Bring your ass right on back here and high five my damn kid."
Exactly. She want a high five, nigga. Now you gotta pick her up because you should have gave her a high five the first damn time. And then when he slapped her, I'd cheat and walk right back past him and slap the hell out of him. What is wrong with y'all people?
Y'all know what this reminds me of? Y'all ever seen the Adam Sandler movie Big Daddy?
Yes.
Okay, remember when he is taking the little boy out for Halloween? And the dude really treat the little boy bad when they was trick or treating, and he walked up in there and he got down to business with that man, and then the man comes to the door and it's just emptying different stuff into the bag. It's not even candy; it's just different stuff. Y'all need to have that same type of energy when it comes to y'all kids. When people sitting up here treating them bad, because y'all don't know what that's going to do to kids in the future, especially because y'all. I swear to God, people forget that the internet is forever. This is going to live on and on and on. And I don't know if the little girls or little kids, I don't know if they were both children or girls or not, but if you can see their faces or if anything else has happened where their faces were plastered on the internet, the facial recognition, people gonna bring it up. It's gonna come back up. People gonna make fun of them kids, children. While you don't want to believe it or you don't want to say it, some of them are very evil and was not raised correctly, and they're gonna be messing with them children over that. So Rosita, Bert, Ernie, whoever else, I don't have kids, but I have a niece. I have 2 nephews and a little sister. Treat the little black kids around me like that, and.
Well, let's not call out the character because it's the people who's inside of the character. I think the real character would not treat those kids that bad.
No, Rosita is all about inclusion, and then her story is like something like Sesame Street, like really get down into it. But the people who are in those costumes, y'all need to listen. Say what we want about Bad Girls Club, but at least they was doing heavy background checks and heavy psychological checks. And people that
they did psychological.
They was like, is she crazy? Has she murdered anybody? How many people has she fought in her life? Bring her on the show.
No, it's like they had bad girls in them damn uniforms. That's who was in there. Natalie was in that uniform.
Look, I didn't mean to segue into that, but that's a common thing when you have the girls who are on the shows. In the past, they have their own YouTube channels and they say or do interviews, and somebody asked what the process was like. They said it's a long process, and it was a huge packet, basically a psychological exam that they had to go through. And then
Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, well, they're all psychopaths if they pass that test.
Wait. They went through a psychological what?
Thank you. They're psychopaths.
Spending drinks and stuff. I don't.
Who lied?
Nobody.
Yes, because if they took tests and they passed those tests, they are psychopaths. There's no way that they passed any of those damn tests truthfully and really. They are psychopaths if they pass any psychological
the girls who fail Prosperity Theory Girl, because that's who's on the show. The girls who fail.
No way. It's no way. And I take it back. My daughter did get passed over by Zeta because I'm gonna get in this lawsuit.
Listen,
I take it all back. Her grandma did not do nothing. She's traumatized.
Tiara
Did you see the girl, the lady said that her kids is going through counseling now because of that?
Yes, I'm about to get in on this lawsuit. My child, we still got the ticket stubs.
But listen,
we still got the ticket stubs.
Tiara
I said, you better take them kids to counseling because
I
want to go too. I was traumatized from watching it.
Going to
right.
It's just I want to call her Sip with D, but I agree with what she said. I know other shows did psychological tests, but she's saying
I don't think they did.
They did.
And if they did do it, they chose the ones who failed. That's psychological.
Exactly.
I tell you, like the ones that like I actually like y'all actually did something with yourselves. Y'all actually grew up. Tiara from season 7, she confirmed. If you didn't watch season 7, it's okay. But Tiara from season 7 confirmed it. You had some.
Did she show the results?
No, they keep that. It's like throughout the whole entire process. Like they keep all of that. They said sometimes they don't even call you back, and they call you like maybe like a week before you're supposed to fly out, or maybe a couple days before you're supposed to fly out, and tell you, hey, pack your bags, get everything together. You about to go on the show. They keep all that. And then with Gideon and Murray trying to come back, and they trying to do a whole
if there's no evidence of it, then we don't believe it. It doesn't make sense.
Right at all, because there's no way. They are all psychopaths, and they all
there's no way possible. Like I said, unless they pick the girls who failed the psychological test, that doesn't make any sense. But so I mean, and maybe that's what it was, and maybe we just like they said that. They never said they passed or failed, right?
But that's the thing with the test. It's like they don't know if they passed or failed. They just filled out the.
We know.
Let me talk.
We know that they failed.
They don't know if they passed or failed. They filled out everything.
But the viewers know that they failed.
The whole thing I'm saying is whether they picked the people who passed, whether they didn't pick the people who passed, what they were looking for in those tests are
crazy people.
Will these not because y'all could I could be considered crazy because certain situations I know I'm crazy because I'm like in certain situations I'm not thinking logical, I'm thinking rage is about to go down. But with that situation is they're looking for people who make sure these people not trying to stab nobody, make sure they're not trying to unalive nobody on this show because we don't have that type of insurance. They're looking for people who are willing to destroy like property, willing to throw stuff out the house, willing to fight. But we don't need y'all to be out here trying to unalive people on a national television show because we don't have that money for that. That's what they're looking for. Never said that it was a whole pass and fail thing. It's just a lot of the women on the show who are really sat down to talk about the whole entire process, not what it was like being on the show, but before they even got on the show and everything else. A lot of them have said, yeah, we had to take these tests, but didn't nobody said if they passed or failed or not. That's just the whole thing.
Well, we're just letting you know that they failed.
No, they did not pass.
And I'm saying when it comes down to these people working at amusement parks and y'all going to be playing these beloved characters that everybody has known and grown up with, from the grandmas, the aunties, the great grandmas, and all these people, y'all are liabilities when y'all do this stuff. And I hope they are having real psychological background checks and therapy sessions run on these people, because you got to be a real cold person to pass up some kids as you walk in. Ain't nothing to stop and take a picture, hello, hi, and then keep it pushing. But you just walked up, like you looked, you saw who the kids were. And you kept it pushing. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, we know that they took the same test those girls took, and they took the ones that didn't pass either. Because those people were individuals to do that.
What Cat? My girl Cat?
Yeah, she stabbed a stripper in they was in Jamaica. She stabbed the stripper.
The girl, wait. Who is Cat? What Cat are we talking about?
Cat from season 5.
Yeah. Is that the one with the girl they call it with the girl that dragged down the steps? What's her name?
Danielle.
Who?
No, you're talking about the whole situation. Now, season 5, you got Morgan.
Well, who was on season 5? Was Brandy on season 5?
Yes.
Cat, I loved Cat.
Yes, Cat, the one who told on the boat when they was coming in. If I like you, I will drag a bitch for you.
Yes, that's Cat. This Cat right here.
Yes, she stabbed somebody. She stabbed a stripper in Jamaica. And
what?
They did not. They didn't do the test that you said, Ricardo, because you said they made sure they weren't stabbing people. Where she
Let me
got
tell you something.
No, the situation.
I loved Kat. I have been talking about Kat since Kat has left, because she left the show early.
And I tell you, and they confirmed like the whole situation.
Is that why she left early?
Brandy did an interview, and she left early because they were.
I did not know that.
Yes, they were in another country. She stabbed the stripper. It was a whole situation. But
why did she stab stripper?
Kat won't confirm it, but from what Brandy said was the man was married. It was a whole big thing. She stabbed him. They put all the girls.
It was a male stripper?
Yes. She was messing around with the
Wait, why have I never heard this? Tell me more.
It seemed like he assaulted her.
Okay.
There was a reason why she did it. It seemed like he did some things that he should not have done, and she protected
Okay.
It's a whole situation, but Kat won't confirm it. But Brandy did confirm that the reason why Kat left is because she stabbed a stripper in Jamaica. They were in a whole different country. They were filming. The locals didn't like them. The locals were already trying to fight.
They hated them. The locals hated them.
Yeah, because they were trying to fight. That's another thing I'm gonna add to this. But the locals were trying to fight them in Jamaica. She ends up stabbing this man. They put all of them on lockdown. All of the girls on lockdown. Yeah, they got confined to their rooms.
This is new news to me. I'm sorry.
You forgot SoDeb because
no, I never heard this because I was wondering what. Yeah, I was so mad when she left.
Most people never heard this story, but it was always rumors. And then when Brandy did her interview, and a lot of other the girls from season 5 kind of talked about it, it was okay. So we're piecing this together. This is what happened, but Kat will never confirm this because
didn't they run strippers out the house that season?
Huh?
Didn't they run strippers out the house that season?
No, they ran a YouTuber out the house that season.
I gotta go back and watch that one.
His name is. It was Erica's dude who couldn't pay, and Kat went off on him because it's like how you can't pay, but you want her to give some. You want her to give up the coochie. He a whole YouTuber out here. But
I don't remember. I remember Kat. I remember Brandy. I can't think of the girl's name.
Morgan.
She left for Morgan. Yes, Morgan. They dragged her down the steps and then she left day 2.
Morgan is.
I wanted, and the white girl. What they call her, Barbie or something like that.
Kristen.
But they was calling her Barbie though, right? When they call her Barbie.
Yeah, Kristen was. Kristen.
I wanted Kat, Morgan, and Barbie to run that house. I love the 3 of them together. And I was so mad because Brandon didn't like them, and then they started being mad at the one girl because they called her Dirty D. Remember that?
Yeah, Danielle.
Dirty D.
Danielle. So the whole with the Kat situation, they locked all the girls down in the hotel rooms. They couldn't go nowhere, couldn't go out. They had to get Kat out of the country, and then they sent them back. And they said the whole way, Brandy said the way Kat left and how they had that set up was not how she left. And they tried to make it seem like it was something different, but that was not the situation. Now, when it comes to Barbie, aka Kristen got drugged that season. So that fight with her and Leah, she's out of it because somebody slipped something into her drink, and she had no clue what was going on. Yeah, it's. Everything.
How do we get to the Bad Girls Club? I'm sorry.
Everything.
We need
psychological test. Everything. Yeah.
How do we get here though?
Psychological test. We were talking about psychological tests.
Monique. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so everything was crazy that season. So Kat stabbed somebody, and they had to get her out the country. Kristen got drugged by somebody out in Miami at a bar, and that's why that whole fight seemed she was out of it. She looked out of it. Morgan, that whole situation, Brandy, her interview, and the interview was up on YouTube, was Morgan would be telling her she black and was saying the N-word. So that's what made Brandy not like her. And then all that situation happened. And
why was all this stuff? I never seen any of this.
Because they
it was a lot.
It's a lot that happened.
She was only there for 2 days.
Huh?
Morgan was only there for 2 days.
Not really. That's how they edited it. It looked like
she it was the day they found their room, and then they dragged her down the steps, and she was gone.
That's what it seems like to us, that it was only 2 days, but she was there for more than 2 days. That's just did you ever watch season 7?
I don't remember the season that I watched.
Okay, season 7 was
who was the popular person in season 7?
Judy.
Yes, I watched that.
Okay, so when
Judy
Sierra,
is the witch lady.
Yeah. Okay, so for them, they all could not stay in the house at the same time. So they would be there during the day, but they could not sleep there at night. So some of the girls wouldn't
because
even
of
be
Judy.
there. No, because of the laws in New Orleans.
They can't sleep at night in New Orleans.
They can't all be in the house together. It's like, I think it would be considered a brothel. So they all could not be like sleep in that house all at the same time.
What is going on?
Everything's like crazy. Like in the girls,
I can't take all this tonight.
Yeah, so they tell you all this, like they're like they finally, like after so long, when the NDAs are over and they can talk about it, they were telling all of this stuff, and it's just like for New Orleans, they couldn't sleep. All of them could sleep at the house at the same time. So some girls would stay in the house, some girls would go to the hotel, and then they would switch off.
Well, yeah, Kristen is the white girl, right?
Kristen is Barbie. Yeah, she was drugged.
Okay, because so because I'm like, now Kristen might have been a little Barbie-ish, but I feel like she had some power behind the budget.
She got Erica.
So I'm here for that part.
So she got Erica at the reunion, but she was drugged. So when her and Leah get into that fight,
can we just have like a bad girls? Let's not talk about this today. Let's have a bad girls club conversation another day. Because I don't know what we're talking about this right now, but let's go back to what we were talking about, Monique. Okay, and D.L, usually let's agree to disagree. Okay. I think we only had like one more person about, which was Ricky Martin.
Oh yeah,
Ricky Martin.
Yes, I saw that he's fighting. He's going to be fighting the charges against his nephew in court.
He also he has no other choice but to fight those charges, but he's also in trouble because his husband left him. His husband been shacking up with some new man, and Ricky was stalking them. This is what the people said, not what I said, but the people said. Ricky was stalking them, wouldn't leave them people alone, and then he put the paws on the mistress, and he in trouble for that too.
The mistress, is it a man? Is the mistress a man or a woman?
A man.
A man.
But
is a man, another man cheating with another man, a mistress?
I don't know, but that's what he is. That's what he's gonna be today. He's a mistress.
He's the side dick. He's the side peen.
Okay,
he's the side peen.
So Ricky.
So then Ricky Martin started living La Vida Loca with his nephew.
I don't know how that happened.
Wait a minute. When is the Bonnet? Is this Bonnet Chronicles?
Yeah, I got mine on too. But I'm not
what they won't say is me or Candy said it. We do know that. We didn't say it.
So,
wait a minute. I gotta understand why we get the Bonnet Chronicles here. What's going on with the candy shop?
I was turning my hair.
I got a bonnet. I put mine on.
Yeah, now we're the Bonnet Chronicles.
Oh, the House of Prisons called us a mister, not a mistress.
Okay, so it's a mister. Okay,
yeah.
So Ricky Martin's husband got a mister, and he been had that mister for a minute, and Ricky was stalking them. And at some point, Ricky decided he was gonna put the paws on that man, and then now that's
the paws on the nephew.
No, the paws on the mister. He put the paws on the mister. So this is how this all kicked off.
No, wait. Okay, Ricardo, we gotta stay on track. We talking about him and the nephew. I don't even have to talk about nothing else. How did him and the nephew start having relations?
That's the thing. The nephew situation didn't come out. That's what I was leading to. No one knew about the nephew situation. The nephew situation, probably we wouldn't have heard anything about it until.
Was the nephew dating the mister?
No, the nephew is Ricky's nephew, and he's been messing.
I know that part, but why were they dating or having sex?
I don't know what's going on in that man's head. It's all
doing everything. I thought you knew this.
No, I'm saying
you be having all the tea.
No one knew about Ricky's situation with the nephew until Ricky got in trouble for stalking.
Thank you, Chi-Town. Can't take a whole shower, put all PJs, made a drink, and put on.
No one knew about the nephew didn't say anything until the man got in trouble. Like a lot of this, like when you look at the situations, most of the time, some of this stuff doesn't come up until the person gets in trouble for another thing. And it's just like, well, now I can tell my story because you already see this man crazy. So he put the pause on the mister. That's with his husband, and they've been separated for a minute. And then in comes the nephew, and it's just like, oh no, because the nephew.
But why did the nephew enter the building? Like, we need to know. The backstory. Got nothing with the nephew.
It just
talking about the nephew.
It just came out of nowhere. That's the thing.
Okay.
He was lonely from the husband leaving, so the nephew got.
Because we just had we had a whole story about something. I'm like, what are we talking about?
But situation with the nephew has been like, the nephew's 21. Yeah, but the nephew's 21. But this was going on when the nephew was underage. So this was also going on.
Here we go. We hear that.
Him and the husband were together. Now, what they said.
So they were having relations while him and the husband were together.
Yes.
Okay.
And allegedly, all this is allegedly. But the nephew came out after the other story came out and said, all of this happened. He ran down everything. Mind you, it's a Menudo documentary on HBO Max now, and I was like, well, everybody getting in trouble because there's a whole bunch of stuff about that group right there.
They were sexually molested by. Well, we can't say
that N word. Watch those N words.
They were sexually.
Cheers to the girls' weekend. Watch those N words.
Yeah, by their manager. Their manager had some stuff going on.
So then there's
the Facebook manager was the N word.
Yes.
Not the word.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the Menudo documentary on HBO Max that's telling their whole entire story. Then this husband and mister situation comes out. And then we get to the nephew and all that alleged. But y'all said the nephew got a restraining order against him. And so does the husband and the mister. So I'm like, Ricky, what the hell you got going on? You just really out here living La Vida Loca. And, I don't really bump your music like that. I just liked you when you was on General Hospital. So, I don't know. Y'all got to help y'all friend.
Well, look, this TMZ says sources will with direct knowledge will tell us Ricky will appear Thursday before a judge in Puerto Rico via Zoom. We're told he will directly address the judge and vigorously deny he had any romantic sexual relationship with the nephew, who has claimed such relationship went on for 7 months. We're told Ricky will also squarely challenge the nephew's account that the singer allegedly stalked and harassed him. As we reported, the nephew got a temporary restraining order last Friday, prohibiting Ricky from having any contact with him. The restraining order was ex parte, meaning neither Ricky nor his team was in court to rebut the allegations. The judge will now decide whether to extend extend the restraining order. There have been reports that Ricky could face up to 50 years in prison if he's charged with an incest-related crime. But our sources say there is no such criminal investigation, just the civil restraining order. As we reported, Ricky's lawyer has said the nephew suffers from mental health issues, which Ricky's brother has backed up behind. Okay.
So yeah,
somebody always got to be mentally challenged when they come to start throwing accusations at people with money.
I'm gonna say this about the situation. Even though they say that the nephew is allegedly mentally challenged, and the son, the brother confirmed it. Ricky, the Menudo documentary is
the brother the nephew's dad?
I don't know. It could be the father. It could be another brother.
We need more information.
We do, but they're keeping us very tight-lipped, very close to the vest because, once again, like I said, this didn't come out until he got in trouble for putting a pause on the mister. But Ricky, I know that sometimes victims turn into predators, and I hope this is not the situation. I truly hope that what happened to you, you didn't in turn take that and not get help for that and then turned it on somebody else. This is really bad because he has young children, and those children will get snatched away from him very quick, fast, in a hurry. I don't know the laws in Puerto Rico and how they do that, what their CPS situation is looking like, but those children will get snatched from him and basically put in the hands of their father and their father's mister. And I'm just trying to figure out why Like, I get it, the times, but why didn't y'all get none of these children help when this originally happened to them? And then what type of help are y'all giving this nephew? Even though this is all alleged, what type of help are y'all giving him? And can Ricky do 50 years in jail? I don't think he can. You know, if convicted,
I mean, he gonna be really living La Vida Loca up in the jail cell, honey. Because
but here's the
Don't
thing.
have a problem finding a man. I can tell you that damn much.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, if he's convicted of what he's convicted of, and it's proven that he's guilty, and you know they ship him off to prison, y'all know them people don't do well in prison. They get got every single day. Okay,
we have many nephews in jail.
No, I
this was a good show. This was a good show. I got to go.
Yeah,
you got school. Wait, don't you got school?
I got what?
Don't you got school?
No, I only was on school for Monday through Wednesday, but I want to go sleep tonight.
Yeah.
So this was fun. And we'll be back on the Candy Shop channel next week.
Yes, you can find us there next week, 9 o'clock, same time.
Yes, and we're gonna do next week for real, y'all.
Yes.
So Deb, we're gonna have to get together and do a Bad Girls Club talk, because you didn't know none of this stuff.
Yes, Miss Drea, I will check my IG. And I didn't listen. I always wondered about Cat, but I didn't know that. I'm glad you educated me today. But inbox me on Instagram. We can talk about it. I would love to come. We can talk about it because I love Bad Girls Club up until a certain point. Then I can't watch it no more. But we can talk about it.
Season 5 was the last season I watched. So
they got all the seasons on Tubi. Y'all go check
last season I watched.
Because you know what? What other? There's one app who has on there. They don't have all the seasons.
Tubi has 17 seasons.
Well, I want to go watch it on my cat on it because that was my girl.
Tubi has all 17 seasons.
And now she done stabbed the man. I didn't even know.
The last season of Bad Girl I watched was y'all ain't getting no sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't getting no sleep because of me. That was my favorite.
Yeah,
I love Tanisha. I love Tanisha.
So Prosperity Thick Girl last season was season 2. Candy Shop last season was season 5.
Yeah.
So Deb, what was your last season?
I can't even tell you what it was. Make sure you guys come back tomorrow because me and Cindy C will be doing our review for the Basketball Wives. We're going to be talking about LaQuisha.
Thank you,
Elijah,
for calling her name.
Her name is LaQuisha, absolutely. Yes, and so there's
or little black boxes Nola likes to
call
her.
Little black box, like Nola calls her. Yes.
And aggressive Brandy.
Or cries a lot.
What'd you say? We didn't hear you.
We didn't say nothing. We know you ride for Brandy. Don't be trying
aggressive Brandy.
You said the Queen Brandy? Oh, okay, yes. That's what I love when we call her name, the Queen. But thank you for Ricardo for coming up. I'm gonna take y'all down. Okay. And then we're gonna get up out of here.
Bye,
later.
Bye.
Hi, ladies.
Yes. So this was a good show.
It really was. I enjoyed myself.
Me too. And wait, reviewing the Basketball Wives tomorrow. Yes, with Cindy C. Yes, with Cindy C. Y'all, me and Cindy, even though we didn't review the show, we've been battling it out on Twitter. So, y'all need to be here for tomorrow because it's going to be a time. Y'all know I got to represent my girl Brandy. And we're going to call her the reality show Bible, Brandy, not the vocal one. Young first. Thank you. But this was fun. Make sure you check us out again, like we said, on the Candy Shop channel next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will see y'all guys next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.